Hello everyone, welcome to chapter 54 on my RLDR Custom Creations YouTube channel. And today we're going to revisit my Vari-Grind modification, so stick around. You should find this interesting. Well, as I stated in the intro, we're going to be revisiting my work on the Vari-Grind that I believe I did in chapter 51. It's a Sunday afternoon here. It's a hot, smoky day in Saskatchewan. I'm not sure where the forest fire smoke is coming from, whether it could be any three of the western provinces, and the visibility is getting to the point on the highways where it's apparently a problem. So very nice day to be sitting inside my well-lit shop shooting a video. So yeah, and I'm even in my Sunday going to meet and clothes, and so we're going to go and talk about the Vari-Grind video that I shot a couple of episodes ago. So there it is. Here it is, my custom creation. The name of the channel. So yeah, this is what I did. What I did is I solved the problem of this piece on my old one didn't rotate, and I put a bigger handle on it. So remember those two things. Just to show you before we move on here, this version of Vari-Grind, which is an older one, had this piece of metal in here like that, and then a bolt. I should have kept it all. The brass knob on top had a bolt on it, and the bolt didn't have any coating on the head or anything. It pressed against here and locked the tool in. Not the best, and over time it just didn't work well, and that's what led me. Remember that shop incident that I talked about, where we had a young lady in our shop that didn't get it tightened properly, and I don't think that was her fault. It was hard to tighten. I even noticed it with my modified hand that it was a little tough to get a hold of. So I decided to go this route, and that's what I did in chapter 51. Unfortunately, sometimes I don't do the research that I should do. So I had mentioned in that video that I would be purchasing a new Vari-Grind because one of the things that is important is I have other people in my shop using my equipment. And learning this from the school situation, they were always very hesitant to have me modify equipment, because if a student would be hurt with a piece of equipment that I'd modified, I would be liable. So I take that litigation aspect very seriously as I host classes for the Hub City Turners, and probably will run some of my own classes out of the shop. Last year we had a group of homeschoolers in here. That was a lot of fun, but you have to treat, when you're working with other people, you have to be aware of all the liability concerns and the status of your equipment. So I mentioned I would go buy a new one anyway, and I did. But so this is kind of an unboxing video. I bought this at Lee Valley in Saskatoon. One Way has over the years proven itself to be a manufacturer of top quality equipment. No, I'm not paid or sponsored by anybody. I just say what I think. Their lathes are wonderful. Their accessories are top notch. It's hard to find a manufacturer that makes a better line of equipment. So I buy One Way stuff with confidence. The other thing in this is I purchased this at Lee Valley. And again, the same thing with them. They're not sponsoring me or anything, but I found stuff that I have bought at Lee Valley to be of very good quality. So I went there, bought this. I think this was around $70. So this is a one-way 2480. This is not the Vari-Grind 2. I, I've looked at the Vari-Grind 2, and I'm sorry, I don't really even understand how to use it. So I'm not a big fan of Vari-Grind 2, but I love the Vari-Grind. So this is a 2480, and you're just going to open the box, and you've got a wonderful little set of instructions that tells you exactly how to set this up. It's got all the information in it that you could hope for, and I'm sure this exists online somewhere if you don't have a new one. But it tells you all the measurements that need to be abided by, or in parameters to get the quality of the grind on your tool, or the shape of the grind that you want. So very good information. That's at the top of the box. And then there's a piece of cardboard in here that we're going to get rid of. And then there's the new Vari-Grind. And look at that. I only did this video a couple weeks ago, and they've already copied what I did. Yeah, I feel like a bit of an idiot because I went through all that trouble creating or overcoming what I thought were their design problems when they did it in this new version, and I'm sure this new version isn't new. So they've got a very, very nice, what is it, UHMV plastic uh, thing that presses on the tool, and there's a bearing in there. I don't know if you can, probably can't see it, but there's a bearing in there, which is a great idea. Even better than my clamp. The other thing that's changed is the distance from here to there. That bolt seems longer because I can get my hand on it better this way. I still like this grip. It needs a few changes, but I still like it. But this is great. So to put a tool in here, I just so happen to have my nice bowl gouge here, and putting it in, and oh, it tightens beautifully. I have to work at it a little harder than with my design, but this overcomes all the shortcomings that I thought that jig initially had. And like I say, I would speculate that I would have bought my Vari-Grind probably early 2000s, maybe late 1990s. I did a wee little bit of research, but I couldn't find the one that looked like this on the internet. I'm sure it exists somewhere, but no, this is wonderful. It fixes all those problems. And this is a beautiful, secure, it's in there really, really good. So now that we know that the new Vari-Grind, I don't want to drop my turning tool here, the new Vari-Grind jig has dealt with all the problems that I thought the old one had. Did I waste my time on that? Well, okay, there's another piece of information. I feel like kind of an idiot here. Okay, see this part here? You can order that from One Way to update this old one. Okay, this, I think it's $17 on their website. So if you have this old one and you want better clamping pressure, better performance, a nicer setup, spend $17 and upgrade yours. this is a great upgrade for 17 bucks. Like there's a nice bearing in there, a nice cap. You know, the hand wheel, it's red. That doesn't change anything. I think if it were me, I'd maybe like it a shade bigger, but that's because of my hand. So, but this is an awesome upgrade. So if you're considering doing something like this, you don't need a MIG welder, you don't need anything to do this. Okay, so I would go with this. That's a great upgrade. So anyway, did I waste my time? You know, here we go. Yes, I'll use this one. I'll have classes here this coming school year. It'll get used. But this one won't get put away and never be used and kind of be a bit of an experiment. I'm going to use this. When I'm alone in the shop, or if there are other people, we have an adult class here and they want to use it and try it, for sure we'll do that. But I like the grip. Now, I mentioned it on the video, but if I had to do it again, and I might modify this handle yet, because I'd like this to be a little, if the whole thing was that high, that would be perfect. But I did what I could. I thought I was inventing something, but one way was obviously a couple steps ahead of me. But that being said, when you identify something that isn't working with your equipment or isn't safe or whatever, yeah, maybe what I should have done is gone online and looked first. Because this would have been a modification that that would have kind of been legal or allowed, because this is made by the manufacturer. This isn't made by the manufacturer, so there's no engineering involved in it. So this is a very good way to go, and I will use it. But like I said, I will use this as well. I don't view this as a waste of my time. I learned something from this. So, but I like, because of my hand, I like the fact that I can get my, see, for me, like I explained in the other video, this is the power side of my hand, not this. So this allows me to get in there. But I had no trouble tightening this one. But this one tightens easier. So with that in mind, I just thought I would, show you both and recommend that, this is the way I would go had I known this. But this was something I wanted to try, and I tried it, and in my view, it's going to work. So, yeah, make sure you're looking at your equipment. Sometimes the new stuff is better. So make sure you update, and if you are going to go down the path less traveled, watch chapter 51. So anyway, just thought with the smoky, hot afternoon we're having today, I just come out here and shoot a little bit of a correction video and get that out of the way. So yeah, it would be great if everybody that would watch this would subscribe. That would really help me out. We're still on course. We're shooting 2 videos a week. So yeah, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Try not to be too hard on me on this one, because yeah, I could have known better, but sometimes I think the best way to learn is by making mistakes. So I learned a lot about this, and I don't think I wasted my time or money. So anyway, with that in mind, remember, like and subscribe, and we'll see you towards the end of next week. So have a great Sunday afternoon and start to the next week, everyone.